Hi, everybody. Oh my God. I can't, what I went through to get on today was insane, but thank you so much for joining us today. Hi, Mimi.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful. See, I'm a PC girl and I'm having issues with my webcam, but I'm on my husband's Mac and he's gloating because the Mac worked perfectly. So um,
Well, you look
I'm
amazing, and I
gonna
love
have,
your glasses.
oh, they're my tribute to Mimi. Do you like?
I love
They're kind of my
glasses.
version. I got them actually. Rue and I went downtown to Santee and I got them there for $5. $5 make you holla. Hey.
And now,
So
Sandy.
Mimi,
Yes.
last night's show.
Ooh, girl.
Let's talk, girlfriend, because from beginning to end, it was a whole bunch of insanity, craziness, queens behaving badly. But it was really, really fun.
Oh, I
And
was dying. I was on the floor.
funny, fun, revealing, emotional, um, untucked was like crazy. I don't know what these kids are going through, but it was really good TV last night. So bravo to the queens.
Oh my God.
So I guess what we should start with is well, let's start at the beginning, shall we?
Oh yes.
Um, I
We.
love. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we have to talk about this. Well, go ahead. You start. Sorry.
No, we have to talk about what? Say what you're
Well, I,
thinking.
I, I love that they changed the way the show starts. This is I know there are some new producers working on the show, and I love that they start the show with the elimination, the end of the elimination day, because prior
From the week before.
yeah, because prior to that you'd have to wait and you couldn't talk about it as a group right after somebody got eliminated. So I think you're getting a lot more honest opinion from the queens and how they're feeling about the elimination.
Yeah, I think that the eliminations need to be talked about because I think you guys are feeling so much, especially when you're leading up to it and then after it happens. Do you think that's so you think that's a good thing coming from the queen point of view?
It's great because you're getting a raw impression of how the queens are feeling, as opposed to giving them time to, let it settle. We all
Well,
know time heals. So if you're feeling something and you're really feeling it, you're not going to feel it as much if you have to wait to say it.
I agree because then you get the real deal and it's reality TV, is it not? So we want the real feelings, you know
You
what I
want the
mean?
real
I kind of
thing.
like that.
You want the
And
tea.
I thought it was Serena ChaCha is joining us today, but I thought it was very interesting how, and we'll talk to her about this. I feel the need to mother her a little bit because she she was a bit chatty in a bad way. She was a little bit too cocky for her own good, and I think she's adorable. I just think, and the queens were very nice because I know there's some queens on there with an acid tongue. And then she kind of turned around and said, I'm being a victim. Like, why are you victimizing me?" Or whatever she said. Attacking. Why are you attacking me? Not victim.
Yeah,
She wanted to play the victim, but it didn't work.
I have to tell you, it was really hard, and we'll talk about this more with her. It was hard for me because I saw both sides of the coin, but when they were all ganging up on her in the Ateria Losers Lounge, I was feeling a bit like there was it was a little bit too much, but I don't know. Maybe she brought some of that on herself.
Maybe?
Well, no, she did, but and I think we're not going to let her get away with anything here because she's dealing with two people here who both also went to art school. So
Listen, I do not condone bullying. I think it's disgusting, especially on a show that's about unity and community and bringing and shedding light to the gay community and everything positive that it represents, all the while tongue in cheek and having a great time. But in this case, I didn't feel like it was bullying at all. I feel like that she brought that on. She was, and then when it came to her, she was like, "Wait a minute, why is everybody attacking me?" She brought that on, and we need to
she
talk about that
no,
because
she did. She
not
did. It
cute.
was it was hard. I think she wanted to say what she wanted to say, but at that point, they had jumped over the cliff.
Yeah, no, I agree. And they had every right to, and I think they were holding back. And she just kind of pushed it and pushed it. I don't know why she pushed it, but we'll talk to her about that. I don't ever want anybody to think on our elimination lunch here that it's a one-sided thing. So we will talk to her when Serena ChaCha joins us. So the mouth mini challenge
Oh my
was
god,
adorable. I picked
creepy.
all the wrong winners. All Mimi, I picked all like I was like, oh, like I was totally picking the opposite ones, but
Oh, I was.
whatever.
I mean, for me, it was a clear detox out of all of them. Just it
Oh
was
yes.
because it was so absurd. It was so absurd with the way she painted her lips. It
Yeah.
was just freaking funny as hell. That was
Isn't that how
hands
you
down.
paint yours?
That I sometimes go. So I love the way
It's just it was a heightened kind of Mimi mouth.
I love it like it was. I love like a Joker kind of like clown lip, but this was like to the 12th degree, girl.
Yeah.
This, but the glory hole mouth lip sync challenge, whatever we're gonna call it.
I don't know what
It
it
was
was.
it was hands down the funniest and creepiest challenge ever in RuPaul's Drag Race history.
It was totally creepy, and I saw those holes, and I was like, they look familiar. Not that I'm just saying, but it was a really cute, really funny challenge. And then I actually really enjoyed the lip syncing, the kind of tribute to lip synca, the spoken word lip sync. And that was really not an easy thing to do. But again, Serena got herself into a place that was just like, huh? Do you know what I mean? It kind of like it just I didn't understand how she
It
did what she did with Raja. You know what I mean? It's
was very
not.
strange. It was just it was some of the impersonations were really 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 spot on, and then
Oh yeah.
some were just bland. Like it was like it wasn't really her. It was okay, whatever. And then there was her Raja was just very, I'm like, so Raja like passes out and it's just no, it wasn't Raja, and I think that's kind of what got her in trouble.
It was crazy. Coco as Le Champion was amazing.
Done.
Jinx as you gave me life beyond lipping.
What is this thing that she did? Oh, she was like,
Her like burping.
I don't do that. I was like,
No,
what?
baby, you don't do that. But here's artistic creative license.
It was just
And
funny though.
it was funny. That's the thing. It worked. Whereas
I
Serena was
loved it.
going for funny and it totally failed.
Yeah.
Um, you know, Jade did Delta with the chicken, which I thought was offensive, but not offensive in the, terrible way because Jade is 8 pounds soaking wet.
Well,
And
they
it's
have
ironic that she,
there's no fat girls on this season anymore. It's like, you know,
well, there's a former fat girl who's still a thick girl. Roxy ain't no skinny girl,
no,
but it's
but
true.
they
But
have like all these skinny queens playing, some larger than life characters. So
this happens to be the Karen Carpenter season, and that's fine. Every once in a while, you got to do it. But with that said, I think Jade was cute.
yeah,
She pulled it off.
it was funny. They were all really really funny for the most part. For the most part, I particular.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. As I say, I loved Alaska as Fifi. I thought that was really funny. Um,
I didn't.
no,
No, I didn't think it sucked because I happen to think Alaska's very talented. But I almost wanted, even though it was predictable, I almost wanted to see her do Sharon, even though she does Sharon every day, um, because she would nail it and she knows all the mannerisms. And Detox, who I love also, a very fiercely talented queen, um, I didn't think she nailed Needles as well. Like, I think I was just focusing on the horrendous makeup that she painted, and that kind of took me out of the element. I would have liked to have seen it reversed. Did they suck? Absolutely not. But did they slay it? I don't think so. And I think Lanesha ended up being, she looked exactly like Tyra.
oh my
She
god,
didn't
uncanny.
nail it completely, but I didn't understand a kind of asylum rocking thing she was doing.
I don't know. I also thought Roxy. Oh my god, Roxy. There were moments I was like, is that Mariah? You know?
Totally. She totally looked like Mariah, and Mariah kind of does that thing, and she did it too. Um,
Girl.
it was interesting and really well done. I just thought that Jinx issue was hilarious. Coco's LaShawn was killer. And
The lip sync was
you
spot
know,
on. The lip
yeah.
sync was
And
spot on.
and that's kind of what the challenge was. And then the thing is that the kids weren't getting is once you nail the words, that's when you kind of work on the characteristic. And I
Yeah,
see
you
a
gotta.
lot of you are saying in the chat that they're glad that Alaska didn't choose Sharon. Look, I see what you're saying, and I totally get what Alaska was saying, because it is the predictable thing. And
Yeah,
and trust me, if she would have chose Sharon, we probably would have been like, she should have done something different. So nobody's
yeah,
happy all the time. I just feel like it would have been so, so perfect. But
yeah.
look, it wasn't crappy. It was
No,
funny.
and you know what? The other thing too, also, just knowing how these things work, they probably didn't have a lot of time to learn the words. This whole thing is done in a matter of a couple hours.
No, no, they didn't have all that time to learn the words. But the thing is, and you know this, Mimi, that the queens are so obsessed with the show that they know these scenes. I know these scenes,
Yeah.
and I wasn't
Well, of
even on
course.
seasons 1 and 2. You know what I mean? So, it was long enough to learn it. And
Yeah.
and then there's ones like Lanesha with a language barrier who really did great. And in the beginning, you saw Rue was all up in his face in the workroom. It's like, I'm waiting for you to lip sync. That was really funny. So in the end, Lanesha came through, and I was truly worried. Let me tell you something. Lanesha has a language barrier, and Lanesha came through more than Serena came through. How's that?
Yeah.
You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So, and it's funny because a lot of people also are saying on the chat here, maybe that it looked like I wanted to kill Kristen Johnston. I didn't get that at all. Did you think that,
No.
Mimi?
No, not at all. I thought you guys were just bantering.
That's what it is. Kristen is as crazy as I am, maybe even crazier if that's possible. And I'm going to tell you that we got along great. Like, we were in my dressing room after Santino came, we had a kiki. She's very vocal and I'm very vocal. And if it rubs me the wrong way, I'm going to roll my eyes. That doesn't mean I don't like somebody or I wanted to cut them. Trust me, I
No,
promise I was not mad at her. I
I didn't think
absolutely
that at
adore
all.
her and think she's hilarious. No.
No, she's so
And
funny.
let's talk about the comment that I made about Jinx's nose. There was absolutely, I'll tell you if there's shade. One thing I am is completely honest with you kids.
Hmm.
There was no shade behind that at all. Her makeup, like, I thought from where I was sitting to the stage, I thought that it was like a prosthetic nose, because what she does is she does this weird kind of block out shading here. So it was really red, and then like this what, and it wasn't a normal highlight that, like light down the nose like I have right now. It's not like that. It was like color blocking. So it really looked like it was a prosthesis. And
Was
I
it just
I
not?
was
Was it
so
just
not,
not blended?
it wasn't blended. It was just like and it really looked, did you not see that? Or no? Was it just me?
I mean, it looked. It to me, it just looked like it was. It was. It looked like it wasn't blended to me. That's how it read on the TV. But when you're in person, it's gonna look totally different, of course. Sometimes queens use their shade.
Absolutely.
It's the same
But
thing
the
as like
thing
it's
is,
it's the same thing as contour. Like here's the thing. It's like these queens are contouring for clubs. That's what they're used to. They're thrown in a TV, and the lighting is so different in that room, and then how it translates on the camera is totally different. So I get it, and it's your job to call them out that it's not going to work and it's not going to read right when it
right,
airs
right.
on television.
But that's what critique is really. There they are, look.
Here's your girls.
That's what critique is really what it's about. It's about teaching them that, and Rue has said it time and time again. Rue will say, this is not a club, when we give you the critiques, listen, because this is TV, this is totally different. And, HD is definitely not going to be anybody's friend who does that. So
Well,
hopefully she'll listen to critique and understand why I thought the nose was a prosthetic nose.
Well,
Um,
when Billy B came on in season three as a judge for the first episode he was on, it was really jarring to the queens because he was specifically focusing on the makeup, and a lot of the queens took offense, but he's trying to give advice, And in all honesty, like even Rue, who is like the creme de la creme of drag beauty, um,
Right.
she's not heavily contoured, where it's really
Who?
subtle. Rue, I
Who?
mean, she's contoured, but Rue's contouring is not harsh. It's very
Um,
blended. I mean, it's
Rue
done right.
has the best of the best. You're talking Matthew Anderson painting Rue's face. Of course, it's not harsh, but Rue's contoured the house down. Make no mistakes
Oh,
about it.
yeah,
But
yeah, no,
Rue
it's just
also,
it's blended out in a different way, you know, and that's what you're comparing, and it's like that's the standard. So find out how to make what you're doing match that.
yeah, and listen to critiques.
Hmm.
Listen to them because we're there for a reason. I swear to you, I am not there just to be a bitch and give side eye and say, you look tired and blah blah. That's not why we're there. Billy tends to be a little more harsh, and Santino sometimes doesn't have the softest edge. But
Right.
when I say it, I try to add a little comedy into it so they kind of get the idea, all
Yeah,
tongue in cheek. But you're still getting the idea, and hopefully it helps. But
girl, you
let's
got nothing
start.
to
Let's
lose.
no, I've said it before, Mimi, and you and I are friends, and we've talked about this. It's not going to help me, and it's certainly not going to hurt me. If you don't listen to me, it ain't affecting my
You're
career.
gonna be back
If
next
you
season.
listen to me, thank you. If you listen to me, it'll affect your as a queen. Your like, listen. I would never ever lead you down a bad road.
What
I
would
am
you
somebody you
benefit
can
from that?
completely
Nothing.
trust. No, exactly. So that's the point. Well, let's talk to some people. I think we have a lot of people that are standing by, and you and I are just gabbing away.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look at the little thing here. Let's bring Serena on before we bring on um, viewers, so we can talk to her and get some shit straight. All right, bring on Serena
Hi.
ChaCha.
Hola, hola.
Yeah, I wonder if she's the youngest queen we've ever had.
I hope so.
What was that?
Um.
Can you guys hear me?
Is she? Hi,
I'm trying.
baby.
Hi.
Are you, Serena, do you have earphones or no?
I do. Do you want me to put them in?
Yeah, because chances are it's going to feed back and we want to avoid that. Um, so while you're doing that, Serena, are you the youngest queen we've ever had on the show?
I think so. I still haven't turned
Yeah,
18
I
yet.
think you are too. I haven't turned 16. I'm still hanging out in
There we
high schools. Look for
I'm
me.
there we
celebrating
go.
my quinceanera next week.
I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna sing a song. All right, Serena. So we got some talking to do, baby.
Oh, we have a lot of
Ooh,
cha-cha to
girl.
do.
Mm. So let's talk a minute about let's talk about you. Let's talk about the fact that you are a young queen. How long have you been doing drag, baby?
3 years. On and off, though.
Okay, so
It's
you
not like a
started,
regular thing.
it's not?
Yeah. I think I actually started upon when the show started.
Shocker.
Like the very first season of the show. That's when I started playing girl
Okay,
queen.
this is season 5.
So 4
So
years
you
ago.
said, yeah. Okay,
Oh, never
so
mind then. Girl, I got my numbers all
so
confused.
Serena, when you watch yourself, do you feel at all that maybe you were uh, confident, overconfident?
Absolutely, of course. I mean, you're talking about the best of the queens, you know what I mean? Whatever it is that you have under your belt or in your suitcases, to be more specific, I think you should just be proud of it, you know?
Proud is one thing, cocky is another. And
Hubris.
nobody's going to take away your pride. You're a really fierce queen and you're beautiful, and I've actually seen you out and about before the season
You
aired,
sorry, you
and
cut off a little bit. Can you
you
say
look
that again?
really pretty and really beautiful. And I feel like you've refined your drag even more since we taped
Thank
the
you.
show. Do you agree with that? Mm,
You
mm,
guys
mm.
froze on me.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You completely
Girl,
froze
you
on me.
need better than a dial-up modem.
What? Say that one more
Okay.
time, Michelle.
What I was saying is, do you think you've grown as a drag queen since we've taped the show? Because I've seen you out and about, and I think you're even more polished now than you were on that main stage.
Sorry, I did not get any of that. Can you hear me?
Hmm. I can hear you.
Hmm?
Um, I think that we're just gonna, yeah, maybe disconnect and reconnect, Serena. Because are you hearing the same thing, Mimi? Is it choppy for you?
Yeah, we're losing Serena on this. I don't know. It might be
Uh,
the internet speed, or it might be the browser.
okay, I'm gonna have them disconnect her, and we'll continue talking, and then we'll reconnect with Serena. But I think Serena knows that let me say it the right way. Serena knows that she's cocky and she doesn't have a problem with it. But at the same time, nobody wants to take away pride from anybody. I mean, if we don't have our own pride, what the hell do we have? Do you know what I mean?
And
We have to be our biggest fan.
there's a fine line between being confident and just there's a difference between pride in yourself and hubris. You know, you don't want to be over cocky to the point that you're not considerate of other people. You know,
This is where the problem lies because, and we're going to talk to her about it because I feel like that she wasn't respecting the queens that have been there. Like Coco's been doing this since 1927. You heard her. And I feel like there is a level of respect that is owed to these bitches. Like if that were Rue
oh my god,
walked in there,
oh my god, Rue would not let her. Rue would
yeah,
let her.
but everybody's gonna respect Rue. But don't just respect Rue because Rue is Rue and Rue made it there. Respect the steps to get there. So somebody
Well,
like Detox is doing it for a long time, or Coco's been doing it for a long time, or some of these other queens that have been doing. Respect that. Do you know what I
this
mean?
yeah, and this is the problem. Is like I respect everybody who's doing drag, whether it's your first time or whether you've been doing it for 25, 40 years, how long you've been doing it. Okay, and there definitely is a learning curve with it. You get better the more you do it, and when your confidence blinds you to seeing that uh, there are improvements that you need to make to be a better queen, that's when it becomes a problem. When you're so cocky that you're not willing to look in the mirror and say, what I'm doing needs some improvement, and that's why I'm here, and that's what my sisters in the room are trying to help me. You know,
Absolutely. But that's exactly what the show is supposed to be about. And I think that's kind of where the problem lies with her. And Sister said it correctly. She just typed and said, we've all got something to learn from old and new alike. And it's so very true because if you don't continue to learn, then what's the point of continuing?
the
You know what I
main,
mean? You have to
yeah,
learn. You just have to learn. If somebody messes up, you have to learn from that. If somebody
the,
does the type of drag that it's not your thing, learn from that. You know what I mean?
the minute you think that you have nothing to learn, you failed.
Yeah. Well, it's like people,
That's how it is in
I'll
life.
use it in like an actor or singer status. From what I know, like if people say, well, I don't need acting classes anymore, I was nominated for a SAG award. It doesn't matter. If you like, some of the best actors continue going to classes to this day. You
Mm-hmm.
can never, ever be done. And that's kind of the lesson in life. So anyway,
And you have this amazing gift of being on RuPaul's Drag Race and being surrounded by the best drag queens on the world, including the best drag queen in the world.
me,
You know,
thank you.
yes, you and RuPaul's. Right.
There's nobody fiercer than my baby. And
Yeah.
it's funny because I've known him for so long and watched the transformation of,
Well, yeah.
I know him when he was this crazy kind of broken down, deconstructed drag queen to this flawless, like
The journey
gorgeous.
is incredible.
Oh my
You know,
God. Like,
and
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 that's
that's
kind of what I'm talking about.
no, but that's what the show is. It's like every queen who goes on the show, a lot of them become better drag queens because you're surrounded by an incredible pool of talent. You have the experience of the critique, and you get to then have the benefit of traveling around the country performing and seeing more amazing things and learning new things. So, that's
I'm just telling them to bring up webcams because if Serena's down right now, they're working on getting her webcam where it needs to be. With that said,
Hi,
if
hi. I think I can
we
hear you
can
guys
bring up,
better now. Hi.
and producers, if you're listening, we can bring up people. We can bring up some of our fans here. Serena's back. Let's see.
Hi,
You better,
Serena.
Hi.
baby?
Yes, so much better.
Oh, you're not on your bed anymore, luxuriating in satin sheets.
Yeah, well, I just rolled out of bed, girl. But I can see your eye
That's good.
shadow so much better from here.
Okay, good. So, Serena,
Ooh.
let's talk now about after seeing the show, do you feel like you came across cocky in any way or um, feeling like you're better than the other queens?
I wouldn't say necessarily that I'm better, but definitely cocky in a way to defend myself, I think, I think it might have
Why
been the
did
wrong
you,
guard, but
I think so.
I felt so safe that way, you know, when I had to deal with the sisters.
Yeah, but I feel like you went in there thinking that everybody was going to be against you, maybe because you're young or maybe because you're newer, but it wasn't the case. I think people really wanted to like you, and I really think you're a fierce little queen who's still
Thank you.
learning. You are a baby queen,
For
you're new
sure.
to the game. But I
Yeah.
think
And
that
that,
the
I think
way,
that's
go ahead.
no, 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 keep going, mom.
I was just saying, I think that the way you approached it might have backfired.
I think it was excitement on the probably wrong side, when it might have been just insecurity that had shown the wrong way.
Yeah, and I get it because I was that kid and I was the one who you couldn't tell me I couldn't do it and you couldn't tell me I wasn't fabulous at it. That's how I
Oh
got
my
into the
God, yes.
the girl group that I was in because they already had a little white girl for that group and I was like, "But you don't have this white girl." Like that's how I got by in life and I think that's how I why I connect with what you were going through. But I felt a motherly moment like after watching last night I felt like, "Oh honey, listen to me. I'm going to be Mama Michelle right now. You are fierce. You are adorable. You
Thank
do
you.
not need to be that way. You need to just be you
Mhm.
and be pure and learn from these older queens that are fierce
For
and
sure.
have been doing it a long time. They're not trying to tell you you're horrible, you're not good at what you do. They're just trying to say, take it down a notch, girl, and look around. You know what I mean?
I th-
Because
I
it's
think I think I think as it being my first time interacting with that many drag queens, I mean, coming from a place where it was 10 drag queen of us and I was doing things alone. So you all of a sudden get put into this family and then you have this criticism coming from them and they're used to it and to me it came off like, "Oh my God, what are you saying?" And then, snapping things back might have been a way of defending, but I think I wasn't prepared for how their criticism is approached. But at the end of the day, I look at it. I'm their little sister, and then big sisters are gonna come and are gonna straighten you and make sure you're okay. You know.
well, if you let them, you see, because I don't feel that you were open to it. I think because you were so defensive that none of that stuff was penetrating, and that's what concerned me. But hopefully,
Yeah,
watching it now, you see what was going on because they
for
really
sure.
did love you, and I think you're really good. I just think that it's a wall of defensiveness, and I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that. That maybe you just got too excited and made your wall go up even harder and faster
Yeah,
and thicker.
yeah. It should have been a curtain, not a wall.
Exactly. See, well, at least you understand and you're seeing what you did because the biggest tragedy to me would be that you're watching it and you're thinking, what's wrong with what I did? Fine. But I'm glad that
Well,
you,
it's so funny. I'm looking at myself out, when I'm not in drag and doing confessions and stuff, and I'm I'm happy of the of how I approach things, and I said things in a confident way, but then I'm looking at my drag and I'm like, wait a second, that's not validating what I'm saying. So like there's a lot of growth that needs to happen.
okay. All right. We're going to go to some of your fans and the fans of the show. We're going to pull them up and let's start talking. We've got Steven going.
Hi,
Hi.
Steven.
Hi,
Oh my God, I love your
Steven.
hair.
Thank you.
Is it
Yeah,
green?
it's like the ocean. It's got a whole lot of colors going on.
Okay, I'll let the
Mm.
mermaid hair slide.
I was gonna say it's Michelle's hair.
All right, Steven, what's your question, baby?
As an art school queen myself, I just wanted to know a little bit more about Serena's art background since we didn't see it fully blossom on the show. But I want to know a little more about your art background and how that transitioned into you producing a drag persona.
I'll be honest. I started in school as a painter, and I was trying to paint things that were I don't even know what they were until I had a professor who came to me and they're like, "Well, you do all these show things and you're up in drag and you love dancing. Why don't you channel that into your artwork?" And then I moved on to performance art, which, performing inside museums and doing crazy stuff where I didn't have to wear boobs. I never had to wear, you know, the right panties
Lederhosen.
or
Yeah,
yeah.
I know how that goes.
And yeah, and then I was really playing with the performative aspect and reading a lot from Judith Butler and a lot of Cindy Sherman's work too. Really outstood to me.
So,
Awesome.
But
Serena, do
this
you
stuff
have
is
your
so.
BFA?
Right, yeah, I got a BFA in fine arts.
And
Mm.
what are we doing with this?
Well, right now I'm actually a manager for MAC Cosmetics. So I
Okay, that's very artistic. And she's gone. You there, memes? Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm
So
trying to
Serena's
get that.
Serena's got issues today, girl. But Steven, thank you so much for sharing your mermaid hair with us. And I
No
hope that
problem.
your question was answered. And thank you so much for loving our show and being a fan and waiting to talk. So we will see you next week, hopefully. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
Mwah. See you soon, baby.
I
All right,
love
we'll
this
go to the
quiz.
next
You
one,
good. That
Mimi.
was awesome. All right, let's do it.
It's
And
super
one of us
fun.
could
See,
you could be Serena.
art. I love the art school queens. Yeah, I'll be Serena. I'll answer for her. Hi, honey. I can't even say your name, so hi. That's really low. Can you turn up your volume? Oh, there you
Hold
go.
that
Right
mic.
up to your mouth.
Hold that
Don't
microphone
be afraid.
close.
Yeah, girl, get it all up in. All right.
Mimi, I love that hat so much, and I wish that I had the ability to reach through the internet and put your hat with Michelle's top because I feel like that would just be an event that I would love.
No such thing as too much. I like that school.
Oh,
Yes. Oh, Serena's back! Yay.
and she's gone.
And
She's gone. So, what's your question? What's your question for Serena, baby?
well, I was going to ask Serena if she could have been a queen on an earlier season and been 21 on, say, season 2 when Tyra and Tati were in the top 2 as 21-year-olds, or if she could wait until like RuPaul's Drag Race season 8 or 9 and be a queen then. Which would she rather do? What do
Ah,
you think she would want to do?
that's interesting.
I forgot
Um,
Tyra won when she was 21.
was it
So
We
21?
could
I thought she was 20,
no,
23.
I
we
Was
think
could
it
be
she was
21?
20,
but that might
21.
be
I think
wrong.
you're right.
Because you have to be
Um,
21 to be on the
Tyra,
show. So
yeah, yeah, but because absolute, but Tyra would have chewed Serena up and spit her out for dinner, in my
That's true.
opinion. It would have been
I
insane.
would
But
enjoy watching. I want I like imagine if we put all the queens together in a room.
Mhm. Oh yeah, I want to see Serena lip sync against Raja. That would be funny times. That would be good times. Since that's who she was channeling.
there'd be no, it would be actually you'd sit
No.
there going, because Raja is like, whoa. And not that Serena's not, she's got the whole thing going, but Serena's still learning.
Yeah.
So
She's
Raja against Serena, it would be unfair, in my opinion, at this point. But that's
well,
okay,
it's
you know?
yeah,
Yeah. But thank you, sweetie.
yeah.
Uh, I hope I answered good enough in our opinion. I'm not
Well,
Serena
thank you.
ChaCha, but we did the best that we
Well,
could.
hopefully she can get her dial up worked out.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thanks, honey. Okay. Yeah, you guys can just keep putting people on if you like, and we'll just keep talking to them. Unless they have specific questions for Serena, and then we can. Oh,
Oh my God, I'm back.
should-
Yes.
Serena ChaCha. Ay,
Hey,
Dios mío, qué
chacha.
carajo.
Oye, esto no se puede. El internet no sirve, Michelle. ¿Qué es eso?
Not, come on. Okay,
Nada.
so
No
let's
puedo.
talk. Now, if you wanted to, somebody just asked, I don't know if you saw it, but if you wanted to, if you had the
Yes,
option to come back in the earlier season or in 6 years, what would you choose?
What would I use? What was it, babe? If I come back in 6 years or before, what would
If
I
you
want?
had the option to
Hmm.
come back to go like season 2, what was it, Mimi?
Yeah.
Yeah, she wanted to know based on the fact that you're so young and have been only been dragged for a limited number of time. Would you
Yeah.
rather have been competing on a previous season, like season 2, where there were a lot of younger queens, or would you rather wait until you were older, got more experience, and came back at a future season, like season?
Definitely to have hold off a little longer. You know what I mean? I think season 2, I wasn't even padding. I barely even wore wigs when season 2 was happening. So
Are you
I mean,
padding
definitely.
now?
Yes, I am now. They told me I have to pad and all this stuff, and I run into the girls all the time, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, "Girl, you need to check on me. We ain't on TV no
Okay,
more."
so my Carlos had a really good question here. He said, uh, I forgot. What did he say? Carlos had a good question, and the
What
question
was it?
was, if you alienated yourself, yeah, what the relationship? Sorry, I'm 44. Give me a break. Um, your relationship with the queens now, you alienated some of them. When you see them out and about, were you able to mend bridges?
Yeah, I we say hi to all of them. They're all my sisters. You know, at the end of the day, we belong to the same family, and yeah, we have opinions about each other. And I think it comes from us. We're all fan of the show. We're all fan of each other. You know, and we're always gonna have opinions. But when we see each other, I love all the sisters.
And everything's good. I know you say hi to them, but hi don't mean nothing. Be like, hey, girl, and do it.
Yeah, I mean, when I say hi, I'm like looking at what they're wearing. I'm looking at what their body looks like, what their makeup looks like, and I'm trying to take notes and stuff. And I've gotten a lot of feedback from them. They're like, "Oh, you look good," and all this stuff. And I'm like, "Well, thank you."
Yeah, I told you earlier, I don't know if you heard me, but I've seen you now a few times in South Florida and out and about, and I think you really have improved. Your makeup looks great. You actually look really pretty and not as harsh looking, with the blending and the hair. It's just really starting to go to where it needs to go.
I think
So,
so, and I think this platform was a wake up call for me aesthetically to really see what it is all about, and maybe having studies in this means nothing, I could be looking at what people are saying in books doesn't mean anything when I'm the one channeling the work. I've got to target to this audience,
mm,
and beauty is a big thing, and I love it. Like I wear lace fronts. I never wore a lace front before. They're really
yeah, you
cool.
and me
Like
both.
you
I
can't.
wouldn't I wouldn't know the first thing. They're difficult to put on. And some of
They
these
are.
queens put them on and just like they change them 3 times in an hour, share amongst
Yeah.
others. And I don't understand, but there's a magic to lace fronts. There really
There
is
really
a
is.
magic. That's why when Beyonce does it sometimes, you can spook it. Like it matters who puts it on. There is such a
Mm-hmm.
magic. Like Matthew is the master of lace fronts. I always sit there just gagging. Really, it's
Yeah, they're
unbelievable. But
also
yes,
like $2,000 worth hit lace fronts.
yeah, yeah, this is true. But this is all part of the game here, and it's
Yeah,
a part of learning. But it's
but
it's
it really is it really is a blessing, and I love a lot of the feedback I've gotten, and it's nice to do this because I think people are ready to see you, post show.
of course. Let's bring on Timothy. I believe Timothy has a question for Serena ChaCha.
Serena.
You guys just stand by. We're gonna get to you. I
Hi.
promise.
Hi,
This
Serena.
internet
Yes,
stuff.
yes,
Hi,
yes. Reach out
Hi,
to
Michelle.
everybody.
Timothy. How are you, gorgeous?
Hi,
Oh, you
Timothy.
guys look gorgeous. I hope I look okay.
You look
First, one
adorable and
question,
sleepy.
Mimi. Thank you. Well, I had a bad dream and woke up crying from it, so this is making my day now. I
Good.
had a dream my boyfriend cheated on me, and I woke up like, ah!
I hate
First off,
that.
Mimi, that hat. I need that hat. Send it over
Thank
right
you.
now.
I made
Where
it
did you
last
get it?
night. I made it last night.
You did?
6,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you making them to sell them?
Um, I wasn't planning on it. It literally is just like glue and broken jewelry.
Honey, people are
Well,
living
if you
in this
ever,
chat room over here, living.
yeah, if
I
you
know,
want
right? I
to
see all
help
this
me
stuff
make a
that's.
hat and sell it, I will totally buy it. I will totally buy it if you need it. Um,
All right, so
yeah.
what's your
Oh,
question,
Michelle, you look
Timothy?
fierce as always. Huh? Okay, for
Oh
Serena.
God.
Now, I know a lot of people were somewhat happy that you left the show last night. But looking at you now, I see that you have changed and you seem to be in a happier place. And I'm very happy for you because you look wonderful. Are there any regrets you have from acting the way you did? Not like saying you were being disrespectful, but you know, um, you almost kind of prodded sometimes at the queens a little bit. And
Timothy, are you
I just want to see
baked?
what. No, I'm not.
Okay.
Not yet, at least.
Because you're all
Not yet.
hey.
Not yet, at least. That's from the
He's
crying.
cutting
That's
off.
from the crying. But I'm not baked yet later. No.
Oh God, it's like
I'm
way.
glad I
Oh
got you guys
God.
to laugh. You should make me a judge on the show. I should be a judge on the show. Come on, I'm so close.
I think we
Wait,
should.
To
wait.
stay
What are
awake?
your plans up? Huh?
What does baked mean?
What are
What
your
does
plans
baked mean?
after Drag Race now?
Me,
Stoned.
to get better at this and go perform and go kill it at shows. Now we have people that are looking at us, and the performance opportunity is immense and tremendous, and the audience we have is amazing. I mean, just doing the premiere shows with the girls. I went to LA and New York to perform. Like out of Tallahassee, please. It's a true blessing, man.
Are you in the panhandle?
Exactly.
Not anymore. I'm in South Florida.
Me?
I had to come down here so I could learn some more
Oh.
drag.
Yeah. Oh, good for
Michelle, this is
you.
for me
See,
and
that's
you.
making smart stuff. Stop it.
I could.
Thank you. We don't
Michelle,
condone that.
I want Timothy to just like Timothy. Just like,
Were you crushing on him, girl?
yeah, Nick.
No,
Yeah.
it was just it was like watching
No.
friggin'
Like, are you on drag race?
we're watching Dazed and Confused. Okay, let's
I
move
know he was so
forward.
into it.
Ah.
We love all of our queens.
No,
Yeah.
I really do. It made my day.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, so Garrett. Hopefully Garrett's on
Hey,
coffee.
Michelle. I just have a
Oh,
question for
Garrett is
Serena.
beautiful.
Isn't he adored?
Thanks. Not really. I'm really sick. I got a virus. But anyway, that doesn't stop me from watching RuPaul.
Okay.
Serena, I know that you used your age and your education, and that was like your stick. Like you had that, and other queens didn't. Why couldn't you have just let your work speak for itself and not have to put up all these fronts? You know what I mean? Like you could have just been the best.
Can one of you repeat it? Like it's like truncated. I can hear Mimi. I can hear you really
Serena,
well. What did you say?
Garrett said, why didn't you just let your work for yourself speak for itself? Why did you have to kind of be punchy and defend everything? But you know what, Garrett, I think Serena said earlier, he was just, it was nerves and excited energy that kind of came out in defensiveness.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I can see that happening a lot.
yeah, it's hard, and then you always when you're
And
seeing these things on TV, and we've
I
seen
also
people like that before. You're not going to be that person. You're not going to be that person. But at the end of the day, it comes in you to defend yourself, and it really did come out the wrong way for sure. But gosh, you just have like you have
right,
Miss
like
America, you have
I
Miss
understand
Universe,
what you
Miss
mean.
World
Like,
next to you. It's like wow, really?
yeah, I understand what you mean. Like, 'cause, like when somebody comes at me, like I'm always like, fuck you." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like I feel
well,
bad for like Mimi and Serena both because like you guys were like the guinea pigs. Like everybody was against you guys. Like
You know
there was
what? You know
no
what?
way you guys were ever there was no ways you guys could have been friends with anybody because they were just like coming at you bam 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 bam. Like all of them were
no,
gaining on
no,
you.
but that's not true. They could have been friends. I think that Mimi had her friends. I think that Serena just approached it wrong, in my opinion. I just think that she went in there real tightened up because she was like, I'm going to show them that I got what it takes, and it came across wrong. That's what
Yeah,
I
I think
think because I
no, it
don't
That's the
is.
think
exact
Serena's
feeling when you walk
bad.
in there. And the
Yeah,
first
it
interaction you
was.
get with them, that's the first feeling you have in yourself. This is what it is. Boom.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
and, and
how
you
I
And
think
you
then you're
think about
seeing
it.
these people.
how it came
Well, what
across
do you think?
to me just was that you were responding from a place of fear, and it's very easy to be intimidated by all the other queens, and so like that fear
Beautiful. They're
caused you
so
to
beautiful. Oh my God.
overreact.
They're
Well,
beautiful,
in
and they
theory,
call me a
walking in a
clown fucker.
room, well,
It's true
well.
though. I mean, I
Okay,
just didn't know there
so
was such a term for it.
thank you, Garrett.
Thank you, Garrett. We love
Thank you,
you.
Michelle.
Bye, baby. You're super cute, but you
How
don't have
cute.
headphones on and it's echoing, so you get the chop.
I could
You
hear
get
him
the
better though. But yeah, it's really
somebody asked what?
so it's really interesting to see I mean, their approach. I mean, this is awesome. We should do this every morning.
Really? You cut me off to say that, Serena? Okay,
I'm
so
sorry.
listen. So, I'm only kidding, baby. You'll soon find out that I have a twisted sense of humor. Okay, so somebody
No, I
asked
love it.
Rolaska Talks versus the Heathers. I do not
Oh my
like
God.
groups. I was never in a group in high school. I was the
This
last one chosen for sports. I was the last one chosen for everything. I do not like to participate in groups that click off, mean girls, do that crap. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I just don't like it.
I was never.
They can do
It
what they
just
want, but knowing that it's there does not make me happy.
No, and
it's
they started that right off the bat. That came out of just
yeah,
like, here we are on season 2 and we already have a gang.
Well,
yeah.
that's because Roxy and Detox know each other from Florida.
They all know each
But
other. Yeah, so they have this trajectory behind them, and they know where they are, and in terms of their competitiveness, and they wanna team up. I would have teamed up with some of the girls. The younger girls. Why not? We'll
yeah,
do a
but you know
little
what? You team
young
up as
something. I
friends,
don't
not
even know.
team up as a clique that makes other people feel unwelcome. Because in the end, you don't get to bring everybody to the end. Only one person wins. Somebody just said
For
a
sure.
gang with lace fronts. That's exactly what it is, and it just doesn't make anybody feel good. But
Mm-mm.
It
whatever.
really doesn't.
Christopher, hi Christopher. Oh, bless you.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hi Christopher. Yes, we can't hear you, but we can see you signing. Can't hear you. No, thank you.
I cannot
Yeah,
hear.
no.
No.
I'm a good
Oh, I'm
listener.
so sorry. I'm wondering what
There you
Mimi thought
are.
of the
There you
impression this
are.
time.
Oh yeah.
What did you think of Jinx's impression of you, Mimi, besides the burping?
Oh, I was entertained. If
She
you can't
rocked it.
laugh at yourself, how the hell are you going to laugh at anybody else?
I thought she was friggin'
Amen.
hilarious.
Yeah, it was so
Spot
funny.
on. I love how she was going.
Blech. Like I had swallowed something really bad.
Like you had some acid reflux issues going.
I
Yeah.
thought she was
I did.
impersonating you, not Willem.
Look,
Mimi,
I'm
Mimi, I swear I was
sorry.
in your
I was
season when I looked at Jinx as
screaming.
you. It was crazy.
I
What
thought
I
it was
found
Lampshade
very
was a nice touch.
well,
yeah.
it's funny
You know,
because what was funny to me was that the lampshade. I put a lampshade on my head because I was impersonating Mystique. I put the
Uh-huh.
lampshade on
look,
my head and I screamed, "I'm from Chicago, bitch!" So it was very meta, you know.
yeah.
You're
Look, we're
referencing
getting
other queens.
deeper than it needs to be. The bottom line is it was freaking hilarious. Jinx is hilarious,
Yeah.
and it was really really funny. It wasn't. So it's supposed to be a caricature, and Jinx kind of gets that, and so do you, Mimi. You get
Yeah.
that too. Not all queens can kind of embody a caricature. Detox will embody a caricature. Alaska will embody a caricature. These are the people that get that kind of and Jinx is very that. And then there's some that are quite literal.
Hmm.
Jinx is not one of those. Actually, really, really funny. I enjoyed
I
her,
also just
and I
wondered,
enjoyed the whole show.
Serena. Oh, I'm sorry, Michelle.
No, go
I
ahead,
also just
Christopher.
wondered, Serena, did you feel like obligated or pressure to come in with claws sharpened because of what you'd seen on previous seasons, or is that just kind of where you were when filming started?
Did I feel obligated? No, I mean it's season 5. Come on, guys. Like this is the best of the best, you know? So
Uh-huh.
you gotta be prepared. Like if to at least stand up for yourself, I think, you know?
No, everybody has to stand up for themselves, and I think we've kind of beat this issue already. We've killed it with a dead horse. We know
Oh,
that
I didn't mean to do that to you.
flogging a dead
Uh-huh.
horse. No, 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 it's okay. But the point is, we know that Serena went in there defensively, and the thing, and we'll talk about it since you brought it up. The thing in Untucked that was upsetting was that you kind of needled them to death, Serena. Then you're like, why is everybody attacking me?
Yeah. I
But
think
really
the
they
way
weren't. You made them do it.
yeah, that's the way it came off to me. That was I was honestly the wrong side, and I'm like, all I could see was push, 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 and then my little self went blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but then you
But you
get
know
it.
what?
At least you see it.
Yeah, and I think I would say I would give props to Miss Coco because everything that comes out of her mouth is a freaking lesson. I mean, she will say
You
two
know,
words and it's done.
it's true, and it's really funny because again, if you guys don't know, I don't see any of this, so I'm watching the show with you. All I see is the main stage challenge. I do not know the personalities. When I, see the queens up there, it's me
Right.
going, what? Like when I see Jinx and I see her nose looking like a prosthesis, I'm like, what is this? What am I
Yeah.
not understanding? Like, or when I see this, like I don't get it until I start to see the characters like you do, and people will attack me going, how could you say that? Leave her alone. Blah! Excuse me, I don't know anything about the person. All I know is what I see on the main stage, and that's all I'm going to know until I watch the show with you kids. And they're smart. World of Wonder and Logo are smart because if I do know the queens, I'm going to
You're
become
not gonna.
personally attached to the queens,
Yeah,
and
you're
it's
gonna
harder for
yeah,
me to judge them on the
exactly.
basis. Yes, because I do love them
Exactly.
all. And I said it last night where Kristen said, we know you love her. And I said, no, I love them all. I love you all. And the bottom line
We
is
love
that
you.
if I knew you as people, I would love you even more to the point where it would take away from true critique, which is
Yeah.
why I
Well, it's the
don't
same.
know
I think
people as
the
people.
same thing is applicable to us. Like we don't share much together off camera, you know, because otherwise we would get too attached to each other, and maybe we wouldn't argue, and maybe we wouldn't, you know, the things that happen on camera wouldn't happen on camera. You know, it's the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I would get everybody to
yeah.
love me if that were the case.
It's not easy. It's not easy at
No.
Yeah,
all.
it's not.
Thank you,
Oh,
Christopher.
Thank you.
Thank
We have
you.
a
thank
good.
you.
You're
Larry
picking the
had a
most
good
attractive
question.
people
Larry
here.
said, well, we have gorgeous, our fans are the most gorgeous on the planet.
Oh
Of
my
course,
God.
every
Oh,
show you be
Yes.
see,
watching up there,
nobody told me
we
that.
have the,
Nobody told me that.
ooh, honey, we have the hottest boys ever. So
I
Larry
Girl.
started
wants to know
dating
if I would be
Soros.
interested, shut up, Mimi. You take care of your numbers offline, girl. Larry said, would I be interested in getting involved in more challenges or mini challenges so I can know the queens? That's a kind of two-folded thing there. In essence, I would love to because I don't know them, so sometimes I don't get them. And it's like, I don't get what they're trying to do. And then when I meet them, I go, oh my God, I get it. It's kind of like an anvil's dropped on my head. But, in the end, it's Rouge show. Would I like to be involved in some mini challenges more? Maybe. But I kind
Hmm.
of enjoy watching it unfold with you guys the same way. We kind of get to watch it in live time. Yes, I was there, but don't forget, I was only there for main stage. I wasn't there for any of the other
Mm.
things. But I
Yeah.
will tell you this. I may or may not be involved with a mini challenge this coming week.
Ooh.
Ooh, watch what happens.
So
Monday nights,
exactly.
9/8
So I get
Central.
yeah,
We
I
have a
get
good
very excited.
we have a good
What'd you
question
say,
from.
Mimi?
I said we have a good question from Womper Womp. Did you, Serena? Did you actually fancy the other girls like they claimed you did?
This is
Did
a
I actually
Brit
what?
because they speak. Did you like the other girls, like the other girls?
Oh my God, a lot of them were such cute boys, you know? And let's be honest, we're locked up, okay, in a room, and our sexual endeavors are not necessarily being taken care of. So when you see naked men around you, you're like, oh my God.
You know what I think is really funny? I didn't expect how many people love, love, love Ivy Winters out of drag. Like people are going crazy for
Oh, they are
Ivy
going crazy.
Winters.
Yeah, from that the little white boys got it in the bag.
And let me just say, a lot of people are saying, why does Rue keep saying Ivy's name like that? It's a Latoya kind of homage,
Mhm.
so
What's
get
it? It was
used
from a
to it.
special, right?
Because it's from a Latoya live show when she was talking about Edgar Winters, and
Oh,
anytime that Rue says Ivy's name, whether it's in person, on TV, it's always going to be that way. So
That's cute.
that's funny.
I want to know how Ivy feels about that.
Yeah, exactly. Robert wants to know if I sometimes agree. I think he means disagree with the decision, the final decision for the past 3 seasons. Sometimes we disagree, but never on the final three. Like we're usually right in the pocket. That's the thing about Rue and I being kind of these soulmate sisters is we can finish each other's sentences, we finish each other's thoughts. We're like this, and I'm not being cheesy. It's just the fact. It's the way it is. The only
Yeah.
difference that we have is our taste in men sometimes. That's really the only place we differentiate. He gets my
Yeah.
style, I get his style, both in and out of drag. I'll bring him a boatload of jewelry and I'll go, try this on. And he'll go, no. And then I'll come into my room and take a pair of earrings, simple earrings that I don't usually have many of. So it's kind of like we know each other really, really well that I don't have to disagree because I'm right there with them. It's
Mhm.
pretty amazing. So whatever. Um, so I believe we have a special guest. And last night was
Oh,
really about our girl here.
sister!
I was so
Oh, she looks
very
sickening.
proud of Monica for doing what she did because it is not an easy thing to do. And Monica, baby, it was really weighing on you heavily, wasn't it, love?
It was hard. It was a very hard thing, but I am very happy and giving so many messages and stuff, and I'm very proud of myself. So watching it yesterday, I was like, wow, I actually did it, and I'm very happy.
Did you see the outpour of love? I mean, my Twitter feed was all not just me like crying and watching it, but the Twitter feed was just insane. Did you feel the love?
Yeah, I actually was at a gig, doing a gig, and watching the episode, and the response from people, and the screams, and the claps, and people like, I love you, and you inspired me, and we're so
Beautiful.
proud of you. So I'm really, really like,
Because
I'm really overwhelmed and so
Did you
happy.
get my text last night on that note?
Yes, my phone was
Okay.
blowing up. I'm like, so many
Yes,
people are
I bet.
texting me. I don't know what to do. So I turned the phone off. I'm like, let me turn it off
We
because
need
it's
to
just
have a
too
thing
much.
where it
no,
says
and that's
sister calling, sister calling.
no, but it's a good idea for Monica to have her moment, and not let all
Really
these
great.
texts and everything come through. Just kind of put it aside and have your moment because not only was it your moment for coming out as a transgendered woman, but it was your moment of telling us in Untucked about your mother and seeing your mother and having her kind of come to your defense and be there for you. And I can't even imagine what that must have been like for you. I mean, you have had a rough go of it, sister.
Yes.
Yeah, you were breaking up. I couldn't
And
really hear
and
you.
I'm just saying, hearing your mother and what she's been through and your life and what you've been through, this is a movie.
Yeah, yeah. Watching it yesterday was really, really. Oh my God, I was like, wow. I started crying
Did it
instantly, but
bring up how are things with you and your mother now, Monica?
oh, they're great. We're great. I actually moved back to Chicago, but we talk all the time, and we're always texting each other, and she's really, really proud of me. So it's really good.
Monica has a messed up connection.
Yeah.
Yes, I know it's
Oh, dang
killing
it.
me.
Monica, your connection's a
Hello?
little messed up here, baby, but we want to talk to you. I have so many things.
Can you hear
Okay,
me?
that's better. So,
Okay.
yeah, now I can.
There we
Now,
go.
I didn't get to hear your answer about you and your mother. Things are good between you and mom right now, and mom's still being strong and good.
Yes, and she's there supporting 100%. She's my number one fan, so it's a good thing.
Oh, sister.
It's not an easy thing. How has your life changed since being on the show, since we haven't seen you in a
Oh my
while?
God.
Obviously, we've seen you on the TV last night, but in person. Tell me how your life has changed.
It really has actually. I moved out of Kentucky. I moved back to the city to Chicago, and I'll be moving to LA in May. So
Oh, wow, you're
I've
coming
just been
here.
yes, 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 finally. I've just been traveling a lot, doing a lot of shows, doing a lot of public speaking now. So it's been really good.
And wherever you go, you're feeling the love from the sisters out there. You must be, because last night there were a few people who were like, "Isn't that breaking the rules?" and blah 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 blah. But it really, what you guys are missing the point. Rue knows what Rue's doing. Okay, Rue
Of
knows what the
course.
rules are. Rue gets it. In the end, this is Rue's show and Rue's decision, and Rue decided
Exactly.
to keep Monica Beverly Hillz because Monica Beverly Hillz is the fierce queen and deserved to have been kept last night. And we love you,
Exactly.
Serena, but Monica kicked ass on that lip sync.
Well, you
Thank
saw me
you.
bow to herself as we're lip syncing, you know?
And in the end, it's not about Monica transitioning. In the end, it's about the announcement that Monica had last night because that
Yeah.
was really,
I
really
think it was a really
huge.
beautiful thing, and it's speaking to our community in a more vulnerable way. I mean, the show has become a trendsetter for the community in terms of drag, but you know, we're in the end people, and there's a lot going inside of us that you know people might not know about, and to have you, sister, had you know revealed such a thing, it's a beautiful thing, and I think you have set a whole different aspect to this whole show. You know, it's a great thing.
Monica, people want to know what part of
Where did Michelle
Kentucky
go?
you were from.
Hi, I can't hear you.
She said, "Where in Kentucky are you
You
from,
can't
boo?"
hear me? Thank you.
Huh?
Where in
Where in
Kentucky are you
Kentucky are
from?
you from?
Oh, from Owensboro, Kentucky.
Like, you know what that is?
I don't.
It's like
Because I don't.
obviously.
I'm glad
A
you
lot of
asked the
people
question.
really don't.
That's all right. I just wanted to, we wanted to have you join us for a few minutes today to congratulate you on doing something that was very ballsy, no
Hmm.
pun intended, and very
Thank
brave.
Mhm.
you.
And it's not an easy thing to do to your tight knit circle, your immediate circle. But not for nothing, girl. When we see you doing your confessionals and stuff, it's like, really? Shit, it was not a shocker. You are so girly and so pretty.
Thank
Beautiful.
you.
I'm
Beautiful.
just really glad that you were able to do that and had such a great platform to do it. And bravo, congratulations
Yes,
to
Here we
you.
go.
thank you.
You know, it gives a good name to all the kids who are struggling out there, who are thinking about transitioning or
Yeah.
who are transgendered and just, live in fear and in privacy. And it doesn't have to be that way because
I don't.
people do love you for who you are.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
important. I think people are very confused in regards to being educated on, gender identity, and I think it's important, to start the dialogue so people can understand what trans people are going through.
Yeah, it's true. And it's not easy. And congratulations again. And we love you very much, sweetie. So just keep doing what you're doing and take no prisoners, sister.
Hello.
Right?
And of course, we're going to look for you next week, which is bringing our beautiful lunch to a close today. And
Aw.
I know, and an hour goes so fast. We're going to have to
So
extend this
fast.
biatch.
Hmm.
I
But
know. That means we get
Serena
to kick it more
ChaCha.
soon.
Oh, wait. Somebody has a question for Monica, but I don't know how we do this. How do we do this? Can we fit a fifth person on here? Let's see. Everybody wants me to say, what is that? Excuse me. I had beans last night. Um, everybody wants me to say eloquent. So, yeah, she is
Eloquent.
very eloquent. Monica
Eloquent.
Beverly Hillz, very eloquent. All right, Serena,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to say goodbye to you so we can bring on this person. But thank you, baby. We're going to be
Thank you
tracking your
so much.
success.
Thank you. We'll see
And
you
thank
really
you for
soon.
clearing it up.
We
We
can't
Thank
love
wait
you,
you.
to see
baby.
more of your journey.
Yes, absolutely. Mwah. Bye, Mama. All right, we've got somebody who has a question for Monica Beverly Hillz, who I believe
Hi.
is trans, and I'm not sure if she's going through it or is there. Hi, baby.
Hi. Yeah, I'm
How are
trans.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, gorgeous. You have a question for Monica?
Yeah, I personally just wanted to say congratulations, and I'm really excited to have a trans woman on Drag Race.
Thank you.
Because Sonique came out in the reunion show, and Carmen came out well afterwards. But I'm really excited to have somebody on the show that we know is trans. And the question I wanted to ask you is just how the response has been from the other queens, because sometimes in the LGBT community there can be some tension between gay men and trans women. So I was just wondering how that's been for you.
It's been a great. At first, I thought it was going to be a lot of problems, a lot of shade thrown my way, but it really hasn't. Season 5 sisters has really stepped up and been there every step of the way, so it's been great.
You
That's so
know, that
great.
makes me sad that you say that within the community, there can be a lot of shade between gay men and trans women, and that we have to change that. That's our job in the community to change that because we can't have that stuff going on within the community.
No.
It's a hard enough fight as it is to be accepted mainstream, and what we're trying to do and pushing forward and garner equality and acceptance. We can't have that stuff going on in-house, so to speak. So,
Exactly.
whoever it is, sit down, educate them, talk to them. You're no different than me. You're no
No.
different than him. We're all people, we're all the same. I don't want to sound like a friggin' PSA, but really, we have to fight even harder to bring our community, the unity in our community, even tighter and closer together. If we can't support each other, then we're doomed. So that's the first
Exactly.
step,
Yeah.
is really standing behind our LGBTQ youth, and not just youth, just people in general, so we can go out there and fight the fight that needs to be fought, because we've come so far, but we are so far away from where we need to be. That's why it's so important for people like Monica to do what she did, people like Anderson Cooper and people like Jodie Foster to actually say, I'm gay and it's okay. I'm successful. Look at me. And kids, you can do it too. You don't have to hurt yourself. You don't have to take your own life. You don't have to run away. You don't have to hide. Be proud to be who you are, because we in our community love you for who
Yeah.
you are. So we have to fight for that really, really hard. So again, Monica, we love you so very much. And, this is just one example, this lovely lady right here, and how much you
Thank
did
you.
something really big last night on TV. And we thank you for
Exactly.
that.
Thank you.
And it's true. And
Yeah.
thank you, baby. Bye. Is it Twid?
Yeah.
Bye,
Bye,
Twid.
Squid.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it.
I
And
think
really
it's
quickly before we go, Mimi, Bobby wants to know, he's 17 and he's gay. And he wants to know, I saw this question on Twitter last night, but it was like 140 characters. No, honey. What advice do you have for gay youth like him?
I think it's important to privately last week, Michelle, but you know, um, you have to make sure that you're in a safe space and make sure that you have safe support and surround yourself with people who love you and support you unconditionally, and you have to be strong and make smart choices about, how your coming out process is going to be, and know that people who don't love you conditionally for who you are, whether you're, a gay man, a lesbian, you're trans or bisexual, or however you identify, you have to surround yourself with people who love you unconditionally, and to be patient also, because just as you're coming out, the people who may not understand your identity and who you are, they have to go through their own coming out process. You come out to yourself already as as I know, a gay uh, young person. Your parents have to come out to themselves as the parent of a gay young person, and they're going to have that process. And it's hard sometimes to be patient, especially when the people that you're waiting to be patient for can sometimes do awful things or not be understanding or whatever. But everybody has their own learning curve, and it's hard because you have to be strong in yourself and take care of yourself and be patient and you know not don't lie to yourself. You know, it's so much
No,
that
and
you
I
have to
think
do.
loving yourself is the biggest lesson, Mimi. I think
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to say
Exactly.
is that if you
Always
have
love yourself.
self-love, then you make peace with that first, then you're going to surround yourself with people that love you as well because you're not if you love yourself and you really love yourself, you're not going to put people around you that are going to hurt you.
Sure,
So
yeah.
somebody just asked me why I'm more sensitive to the queens this season. No, no. I'm not more
No.
sensitive to the queens. This is not a sensitive, sweeter side of Visage. I've always been that way. That's just who I am. Um, is it because my history of having been seen as harsh? No, I'm still harsh. I'm not. Look, I am certainly no Paula Abdul. I am definitely more of the Simon Cowell ilk because I have always, maybe because I've always gotten criticized for doing what I do, and I feel like you need to hear it. You need to hear it straight because if you don't hear it straight, how the hell are you going to change it and make it better? So maybe it's the years of auditioning as a little theater kid or whatever, and auditioning now for TV. You got to take the criticism. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I don't think I'm more sensitive or more harsh. I just think that certain things need harsher critique and certain things need more sensitive critique, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So, no. And you can call me harsh all you want. I know that I am not for the faint at heart, hair, makeup, clothes wise, attitude wise. I was serving you chola realness down last night with those
Damn.
black ass eyebrows. It's kind of who I am and who I'll always be. So, there's no need to be a bitch for the sake of being a bitch. That gets nowhere. I'm not that person because I genuinely love and respect each and every one of these queens. I was raised by drag queens. I will never respect anybody more than drag queens. So for me, there's no need to be rude or mean just for the sake of being that way. So I hope that answer. And no, I
Yeah.
did not. There was no bad blood between me and Kristen Johnston for all of you that are joining us now. Kristen and I are actually friends, and no matter who it is, if they say something I don't agree with, I can't help this. I cannot. Rue is this. I can't do that. I am very like I will twist my face up, and I really, really wear it all on my sleeve. For better or for worse, you can love me or hate me, but you're gonna get the truth.
Yeah.
That seem right?
No, it's true. And you're only seeing part of the critiques too. That's the other thing people have to remember. You know, there's just if you would be bored to watch the entire critique because they go on for hours. So, you're watching a very small portion of what Michelle's
I don't think
opinions
they'd be
could be.
bored by me. And Jake just said that he used to not like me because of my harsh critiques and my nitpicking. And I just answered and said, listen, it's not. I promise you, it's not nitpicking. In the
No.
end, well, it is because they're so good. But in the end, we have to give something constructive to them to move forward and to help them get to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Monica and Mimi can back me up.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
critiques are there to help. Did
Let
they
me
help you guys in any way?
let me
Yes.
ask you a
Yes.
question. Oh, definitely. Let me ask you a question, Michelle. When you're giving the
Mm.
critiques, um, do you judge the people on themselves? Like, are you trying to make them better, or are you comparing apples and oranges?
Comparing like queen to queen?
Yeah. How
No,
much?
you can't. How am I going to compare you to a Carmen Carrera?
Well,
I
yeah.
mean, it's you guys are so different. No, look, when I look at each queen, I look at each queen separately. If I look at Monica, I look at Monica. If I look at Mimi, I look at Mimi. And I think in my head, how can this look be taken to the next level? Because a lot of the looks that are on the show, you do them now at shows because people want to see. You wore that ugly ass blue and green dress to your show in Philly when I was with you because you did the number with Pandora. But how can we make that outfit better? Well, we can start with losing those hideous green shoes.
Well, of
And
course.
but you know what I'm saying? The point is I'm going to streamline you. I can't compare you to somebody else. It just makes no sense. I want to help you. This is how you could have done that for it to be completely pulled off. And you both have seen me say to queens, flawless. I love everything. You both have seen it.
Hmm.
So it does exist. And usually when you don't hear me talk about somebody, it's because I thought they were amazing. And it is what it is. So, I mean, I hope you all learn from what we have to say. Not just me, Santino, whoever, but you know what I mean. And Kelvin here, or Kevin, sorry, I just made you a brother, Kelvin. Kevin said, "Do I think the queens get better as the season gets higher?" No, I think they're all amazing. The quality of the show gets better, as the ratings get higher and they do better. But the quality of the queens, they're just as fierce. I mean, look at season one. I
Yeah.
mean, I love, love, love Nina Flowers. I mean, there's so many Angina, Tammy Brown, Chanel. There's so many fierce. You can't. So no, they don't get better. They're just different. And every season I go, oh my God, Rue, how are we going to get queens to top last season's queens? And every season I am floored by the new queens. Really,
There's amazing
unbelievable. And
talent. I mean, there's hundreds and thousands of drag queens all over the country and the world, and this is an opportunity to show each of them, and it's going to take time to get through them, but these queens, there are a lot of queens who audition again and again and again and again. They get impatient and they talk shit, and just this show is here for everybody, and keep going, and you're gonna get on it if you're fierce, so keep doing it.
yeah, this is true. Somebody just asked, I'm sorry, I didn't see who it was, if Monica coming out as trans on the show would affect maybe trans girls being allowed to be on the show in the future seasons. I mean, I would love it. I would love nothing more to have a whole trans season. I mean, that would be so fierce. Um, I don't know. It's not my show, but you never know. I mean, this show has got so many legs. It can go everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
anywhere. We could do themes, you can do everything, and it's possible for everything. Santina says, any advice for confidence? I kind of hate myself and wish I had some, but everyone bullies me. Honey, I was bullied my whole life until high school. And then in high school, I was that girl. I was 13. I had a blue mohawk. I loved Sid Vicious. I used to wear a lock with a chain around my neck. And my mother totally, because I was obsessed with that British culture back then, because I loved punk rock and I loved the whole, you know, life. So I used to be made fun of all the time. People would pick on me. I didn't even, boyfriends didn't like, I didn't have a boyfriend. There was one guy who was like this punk rock new wave guy, and we had a relationship for 4 years, and still nobody liked me. They liked me because of him, because he was a wrestler or whatever. The point is, you find it, just like Monica said earlier, you find it within yourself. And when you look in the mirror, stop not liking what you see and turn it around. The hardest thing in the world, and I do it with my daughters, is I make them stand in the mirror and say, I love you, to yourself. It is the hardest thing in the world to do. I cringe when I look in the mirror and try to say that. It is so, so difficult. And you sit there and you go, why? Why is it so hard to look in the mirror and go, I love you, to yourself? It's really, really off-putting. So if you start doing that every day, just look in the mirror every morning and go, I love you. You might laugh, you might make a face, you might pull up, but it'll get easier, and then the love will be there. And remember, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks of you. RuPaul said it best. What everybody says about you is none of your damn business. And it's not, because they are not paying your bills. They are not making love to you at night. They are not cooking food. They are not giving you a TV show. It doesn't matter what they think about you. The hate that is spewed at me is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I am sure the hate that is spewed at Mimi, Monica, any of these queens, it's horrible. Me being an ally, I get hate all the time, and I'm never going to change my position. It is what it is. So that's what it's all about. Just love yourself. And I
Represent.
hate saying it because it sounds so cliche, and it's difficult, but you can do it.
But
You can do it.
once you
Right,
do
Monica? Right, Mimi?
once you do, it unlocks the door for everything else.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's difficult. But I want to thank you guys for coming on. And Monica, you're just a superstar. And
Thank you
thank
so
you
much.
again for opening the doors and doing what, and you could see the tension. Everything just kind of left. Once you let it out, it was just kind of, everything just went away. And it was a beautiful moment. So
Thank
you
so
look
much.
so pretty, and
Thank
you look so happy, and like you look light. You know what I mean? It's
You know
unbelievable.
what?
So
It's easier every day to get up and be yourself. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. So I thank RuPaul, and I thank the show. I'm so happy. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity.
yeah. Absolutely, we'd have nothing without Mama Ru, who's my best friend and the best friend a girl can have. And you know, all the love that he puts out in the world is what it's all about. And if we
Yes.
can just keep spreading that love, you know. But Monica, we love you, and we'll see you next week and on the show. See what you have to bring. And Mimi, love you to bits, and you'll be on here with me next week with
Yes,
the
ma'am.
next eliminated queen. So everybody had a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining us. I know we went over, but we were very, very lucky to have Monica join us today,
Hmm.
and we are so grateful.
Hi
But before we
guys.
go, girl, what's that thing back there? Everybody keeps asking what that thing is behind you, Monica.
Oh, that's my walk-in dress. The yarn
You're
dress.
okay. There it is. She got her dresses on people and shit in her house. I got her microphone. That's what happens when you're a radio girl. You got microphones in your house. Oh well, nothing fun. So everybody have a wonderful day. Make it productive. Make it count. Remember to love yourself because
Hmm.
nobody's better
Bye.
than you. And we'll see you next week, Monday night, Logo, 9 p.m., RuPaul's Drag Race. And here, Tuesday, noon Eastern, the Elimination Lunch. Mwah. See you on Twitter, kids, at Michelle Visage, at Mimi on First. And what are you, Monica, at
Monica B. Hills.
Monica Beverly Hills?
Monica
Monica
B.
B. Hills.
Hills.
That's right. Okay, Hills with a Z, y'all.
Yes.
Mwah. Love you, kids.
Bye.